everyone, and welcome to my first Wheel of Time video. I decided to start making these videos because after finishing the series and switching my attention to the TV show, I started to wonder what things could be expanded on or even cut from the show to make it a more viewer-friendly experience, and today I wanted to talk about one of the Forsaken, Demandred. Before I get into it, I'm going to be discussing spoilers for the entire series, so if you're someone that hasn't finished the books, please click away. If you're someone that's just watching this video to support me and see what the heck I'm talking about, I'd prefer you didn't, so you don't ruin what I think is one of the best stories out there for you. Seriously, I would consider this upwards Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings level stuff. Come back later or just leave a like if you really want to help. That being out of the way, let's get into it. With the expanded role of Logain being announced by the showrunners, I got to thinking what characters could drastically change the show by being expanded on as well, but wouldn't eat up too much budget or screen time, in an already expensive endeavor that's surely going to be filled with cuts as it is to save time and money. Demandred is one of those characters. We honestly don't get much of him during the series until the last battle. He's nearly killed at the Shadow Logoth cleansing. He brings Tame to the Shadow, he plots with the other Forsaken, and we see him at Shaiel Ghul being directed by the Dark One. Other than that, there is not much build-up for this character. If he's not really an integral part of the early series, then why do I want his role expanded? Well, I'm sure anyone watching this who's read the series knows that during the last battle, Demandred proves himself to be one of the most formidable of the Forsaken. Demandred, along with his army, arrived to the last battle in such a dramatic fashion that it instantly grabs the reader's attention. The large gateway and rapid overwhelming of the Aes Sedai battlefront turns the tide of the battle and starts to really make the reader sweat. And then throughout the last battle, he is constantly cutting people down, defeating some of the Light's best swordsmen, and just all around being a tough egg to crack. In my opinion, this was one of the coolest bad guy entries in any fight scene I've seen on pages, but there are still some issues with it. As a first-time reader, I definitely had thoughts about, oh, of course the Shadow has some massive army just waiting behind the curtain, now that the Light and the reader has somewhat figured things out. And then I thought about it some more, and it sat a little better with me because throughout the later books, we're constantly getting tidbits of Shara's mystery and Rand questioning where the heck Demandred is. Well, now we know. He was off in some secret land fulfilling prophecies and gathering support, which maybe explains why not much comes out of Shara, because they're controlled by a Forsaken trying to lay low. But that's all something you might not even think of unless information is noted while reading, so unless it's included in the show, it may seem a little unbelievable if he shows up out of nowhere in the show with this giant army. What I would like to see is a steady buildup of his character, where we start with this nobody on screen, who slowly, through brief clips in the series, shows the audience that he is someone that's both extremely powerful and very mysterious, without revealing that he is one of the Forsaken. One of the most awe-inspiring villains of modern television fantasy was the Night King from Game of Thrones. We were shown this enemy early on in the show and given very little information about them and left only with speculation, that is, if you hadn't read the books. Throughout the series, the Night King and the White Walkers are shrouded in mystery while being given very short segments of screen time, showing their slow, creeping approach towards the north. The White Walkers captivated audiences' speculation for years, and when it all came to a head, well, I'm sure this is a matter of opinion, but many of us were left feeling frustrated with its ending. All this build-up for maybe what you consider not substantial? I think a Demandred plotline can come in and be what the Night King and the White Walkers were supposed to be. Maybe a little bit of an exaggeration. But as people who have read the book, we already know that Demandred's last battle arc is, at least to me, extremely satisfying. So they have a good ending already laid out. All they need to do is nail the approach, and I really think Demandred could be one of the television's best fulfilled mystery villains. So, how would I personally like to see them handle the expansion and build-up? Fortunately for us, much of Demandred's story prior to the last battle is fleshed out to us already, and I think it would make a great, mysterious side plot. Starting early on in the series, but not too early that he's introduced when we're already overwhelmed with meeting other main characters, we could expose in a short clip at the beginning of an episode, I'd say the beginning so our attention span isn't broken yet, where we meet this new male character in this land, make it look different like Shara, And we're shown that he is a slave, really hasn't made much for himself yet. Then, after a few episodes, we return to him in Shara, where he has just completed the first prophecy of the Wild and is beginning to gather some more support. People start referring to him as this Chosen One character. Maybe they call him Bao. Well, his name is Bao. They call him the Wild or refer to him as the Wild. And then maybe in the scene we reveal that he can channel through some creative means, and then we cut back to Randland. 30 seconds top. Now, the next time we return to him, maybe a whole season later, maybe 2 seasons, he has a number of channelers following him, with one scene showing that he's clearly the one in charge, and that people are taking orders from him. And somehow introduce the Sarkarnan. Probably slaughtered that. Sarkarnan. Maybe he's interrogating someone with the power, trying to draw information out. We, the viewer, are left to wonder what the information is he's trying to draw out. And maybe they cut away before he's got the information, something like that. We're left to kind of wonder, what's this guy after? Our next return to Shara shows Bao the Wild in the Heart Tomb, clearly stressed after some type of fight, standing near the corpse of the Green Man or the Jamara, the giant worms that live out in the sticks where the bad guys are. He retrieves the piece of Sarkarnan, and we see him channel through it. By this point in the series, we'll have seen Rand wield Kalendor, so they can use similar effects to give the viewer the information that this is an extremely powerful Sa'angreal. Our final scene with Bao the Wild before the last battle could be at the beginning of the final season, where we see him in front of the ranks of the Sharan channelers, looking like they're on the front lines of war. This could be a 5-second clip, but it will let us know that these guys heard about the last battle, and they are absolutely going to be crashing the party. I think all of these could be done with minuscule screen time and not a lot of budget, and it would immensely add to the buildup of the last battle and give the Wheel of Time TV show another truly inspiring villain. The only issues with this idea are how to keep Bao's identity as Demandred secret throughout the series, as there are a number of scenes where he is present leading up to a Memory of Light. I'm sure through creative camera angles, scene cutting, and maybe just some role reversals, we could get there in secrecy. Perhaps it's revealed that Demandred is actually Bao the Wild when the Forsaken all meet with Moradin before the last battle, when Taim is raised to their ranks. We see them all meeting together, and it's revealed that this mystery character Bao is in fact one of the Forsaken when he shows up on screen with all the Forsaken. Now, I apologize if I missed any important details that would make this not feasible. I'm a first-time reader, so there's a chance I could have missed some important events in the series that would derail this idea. But I really think there is potential here to run where Game of Thrones stumbled and create one of the most memorable and mysterious villains we've seen in fantasy television. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it makes the video more fun. Now, I shared this thought with the Wheel of Time community on Reddit, and although it didn't gain much traction, one of the responses I got said they should combine Tame and Demandred like Robert Jordan initially intended. I hadn't known this prior to flushing out this whole argument. However, were we to do that, we lose one of the 2 most memorable points in the series. Either Lan doesn't get to fight Demandred and kill him, or Egwene doesn't get to kill Taim with the Flame of Tar Valon. With this being said, I think losing either of those isn't worth it.
Tar Valon. Tar Valon. Either would have been better than what I mumbled in that video. I'm sitting here editing. Forgive me.
Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Bao's story could be told without revealing him as Demandred? Do you think it's worth telling? And would it maybe take some of the suspense of the last battle away? Or would it add to it? I'm actually dying to talk about this. I'm super curious. I think it would be an awesome addition. Wouldn't add a lot of story time. Wouldn't add a lot of budget. You could throw these little clips that kind of leave people salivating at the, throughout episodes. And I just think it would be a really interesting thing to see. All right. That being said, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. And I look forward to talking about more Wheel of Time in the future, and hopefully I can practice on looking at the camera. There's a lot to read here, so thanks for watching. Have a great day.